So Joe Dumars yesterday spoke to a couple members of the New Orleans media, and he gave us a lot to talk about, from Zion Williamson to how this roster will be constructed and Willie Green. So we're going to break all that down right now on the Pelicans Scoop right now. So cue my music.
This is the Pelican Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelican Scoop. I am your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and ladies and gentlemen, G.I. Joe has returned, and boy, he did not disappoint. Joe Dumars came from the woodworks out of nowhere to give us some content, and thank you, Joe. I appreciate you. So yesterday, Joe Dumars spoke with Rod Walker of NOLA.com and Fletcher Macro of WDSU. So Rod wrote an article about what him and Joe Dumars basically talked about and install, basically about Willie Green. Pretty much what he talked about with Fletcher Macro, but this is just the print form. But a couple things that Fletcher Macro didn't touch on in his video that Rod Walker touched on in his. So we're going to break down what Rod Walker had to talk about, and then I'm going to show you the clips of what Fletcher Macro had to talk about. Two great individuals in the New Orleans media. But furthermost, so this video right here, we're just going to talk about what Joe Dumars said about Zion. The Willie Green and draft and all this, we're going to say that for tomorrow, man. You can't give all the goodness in one video. And honestly, Zion deserves his own video, because boy, do we got a lot to talk about. So let me start it off with Rod Walker. A couple things Rod Walker spoke about that Fletcher Macro didn't touch on. Now, what it says, I'm not saying Fletcher didn't touch on these things, but Rod just gave it right to what we need. He gave us exactly what we needed to hear. So this is what Joe Dumars basically had to say about getting here and talking to Zion, and basically the conversations that he didn't had and reason why he sent him to the draft in the first place. So I've had real good conversations with Zion, Dumars said. We've had lunch, dinner, watched some playoff games together. We've done it all. We've had some real honest conversations with him, some real direct and honest conversations. We're going to go forward with Zion. We're going to continue to be the focal point as we go forward. Dumars and Williamson also spent time together in Chicago in May, where the two of them represented the Pelicans at the draft lottery. I want to send him to the lottery for a reason, Dumars said. I want him to start focusing on the responsibilities of being the best player here and the focal point. There are some responsibilities that come with that. Go represent your organization. Dumars' plans to continue building the franchise around Williamson were revealed less than a week after a lawsuit was filed against Williamson in Los Angeles for rape and assault in 2020. Dumars wouldn't speak on the lawsuit, as he shouldn't, but couple things that I want to point out right there. Number one, it's good to see that Zion has taken initiative to build a relationship with Joe. It's good that both of them want to build a relationship, that both of them understand the matter at hand. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but that Joe's going to kind of take that father figure approach to Zion. I'm not sitting there saying, this your daddy. He ain't being like his daddy, but he's being a stern figure that Zion needed. Griff was never this direct. Griff, if that was David Griffin, he would have been like, well, the intricacies of the way that the emotions of how players and come together and put together a significant uprise of emotions and like, shut up. Like, Griff was just sitting here and give you a word salad of BS that you do not need to hear. Joe Dumars said, look, man, you need to start acting like this is your team. This is your franchise. You were the number one pick. You were one of the best prospects coming out since LeBron James. Like, you live up to that. All right, you need to start being that guy. If you want to be the man, because we're gonna give you the keys. Now, either you're gonna wreck this damn car and you're gonna get your ass out of here, or you're gonna be able to drive. Simple as that. Like, Joe Dumars is taking that, he's taking a stern father figure approach, which I feel like Zion needs. Now, I get it. He's a 25-year-old grown man. I mean, me and Zion the same age. We a grown man, bro. But when you're getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball and just be on the court, you would think, but also you're giving a young kid that never had anything $200 million. Like, Lord knows, you gave me $200 million right now, I wouldn't be dead in the ditch somewhere in Las Vegas, stripped, and filled with who knows what's inside my body. But y'all get the gist. Y'all get the gist. That, I don't know where I went with that, but y'all get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So hey, you're right there. Didn't mean to scare you. But if you want some other content that I regularly do on my main channel called J Kitch, you can go watch Saints. Anything under the sun I want to talk about. Matter of fact, I have 2 Saints videos up there right now about, why I'm feeling kind of optimistic about the 2025 New Orleans Saints. So that channel is JKITCH. J Kitch. Y'all go tap in. So let's go into the clip. So this is from Fletcher Macro of WDSU. He was able to sit down with Joe Dumars yesterday and really give us some good insight on Joe's mindset and really where's the mindset of this franchise with Zion, Willie, etc. We're going to talk about the Willie stuff tomorrow, but today is all about Zion. So this is the first part. This is what Joe Dumars basically had to say about the responsibilities of being the man. Like, we're going to move forward with you, Zion. You're going to be the man, and either you're going to crash, or you're going to soar. Simple as that. You're going to crash and burn, or you're going to soar like a damn eagle. So this is what Joe Dumars basically had to say about that.
Need to go forward with him as the face of the franchise. But even when I said that to him, Fletcher, I said to him, we're going to do this, but there's responsibility and accountability that comes with this. And I know what that looks like. And I was fortunate enough to live it on the court, and I was fortunate enough to run it in another franchise. And I know exactly what that looks like and what that entails. And so those are the conversations that I've had with him. And I'm not guessing, Zion, about this. I'm not hoping that this is the right thing to do. This is how it is. This is how it's done. This is how it's done at the highest level. And so our conversations have been extremely direct and honest, and not mincing any words, but also saying we're committed to going forward with you.
And that's the difference between Joe Dumars and Slimeball Griff. G.I. Joe versus Slimeball Griff. You see the difference night and day. And I know Joe Dumars didn't even draft anybody. Still got acquired talent to make this roster better. But damn, I'll be lying to y'all if I say this is a breath of fresh air to actually get some type of real insight. Joe Dumars is not sitting there trying to act like he's the smartest guy in the room. Joe Dumars let you know straight up, I'm about accountability. I'm going to hold you accountable. Like, I'm not finna sit here. We're not glorified babysitters. Okay, like that's kind of what I feel like with Griff. Tried to be like a glorified babysitter. You got Zion doing all this in the dark, and we don't even know about it until it's like, enough is enough. We got to suspend him. Too many times you missed a flight. Too many times you missed practice. Stuff like that. No, Dumars said like, no. I didn't live this life. I didn't been one of the best players of a franchise. I am a Hall of Famer. Like, I didn't been that guy. I know what it looks like. I didn't went to the top of the mountain. I know what it looks like. I know how the face of a franchise is supposed to carry themselves. And that's what Joe Dumars is trying to instill. Is it too late? We gonna see. Is it too late? We don't know. We just don't know, but damn, it's good to see that they're trying. They're at least trying. And G.I. Joe, you just got to appreciate the accountability. And I really do believe he's going to bring accountability to this franchise. Like, listen, like, y'all been sitting on your thumb for way too long. Like, no, there's going to be some changes. And it's weird. You're going to try and change the culture kind of without making changes of personnel. That's a little strange. Trust me, we'll get into all the Willie Green stuff tomorrow, but today it's about Zion. So to continue on with that, Fletcher Macro asked Joe Dumars, and this is a little long. This clip's a little long. He asked them basically, so, you done had Rasheed Wallace. You done had these, you played with Dennis Rodman. You done been around nutcases and guys that off the court, is whatever. Still got to be able to reel that in. Do you feel like you're able to relate and be able to give that type of information to Zion? So this is what Joe Dumars basically had to say about that.
Do you think because you just mentioned, you've lived it, you played with Dennis Rodman, you traded for Rasheed Wallace.
Yes, of course.
Can you use those examples and say, having patience in understanding there are unique circumstances and we want to get the best out of you?
Absolutely, and it's ironic that you say that because those are two of the examples I used. I also threw Bill Laimbeer in there too. So, but I've said to him that, like, look, you don't have to be a choir boy to be successful in this league. You can be who you want to be, but there's a level of professionalism that you have to bring, that you cannot, that's non-negotiable. And the thing I told him about guys like Rodman and guys like Rasheed is that no matter what they were doing, man, when they got to that court, it was all business. I mean, the ultimate professionals on that court. And so I've said to him, like, look, I'm not here to turn you into something that you're not, but I am the guy that will hold you accountable. I am the guy that will speak honestly to you and not mince words and say what needs to be said. So he's been great. It's been like great conversations, and he hears me. He knows kind of where I'm coming from.
Joe couldn't have said it better. We're not asking you to be the choir boy. We're not sitting there asking you, Zion, to give out 500 turkeys at Thanksgiving and be over here kissing babies and going through the hood giving out money. We ain't saying you got to do all that. We ain't saying you got to be Mother Teresa, one of the Gandhi. We don't need you to be that. But we don't need you to be Captain Sleaze Bucket running around, getting extorted by porn stars. It's a level of professionalism that comes with that. He talked about Dennis Rodman. He talked about Bill Laimbeer and using these examples of all these old players. And it's like they had the BS, but when it came down to playing basketball and being on the court, they were there. Strictly business. No ifs and buts about it. Like, there's a level that comes with this. And if you want to be the man, you want to be the face, this is the level that you got to reach. And we're going to hold you accountable because this is what you got to do. I know what it looks like. I know what success looks like. So will Zion open his ears? Is he going to be open to all this? I mean, sounds so far so good. They're eating dinner. They're watching playoff games together. Sound like they two peas in a pie. Really sounds like a good... Joe Dumars like 60 years old, so like your grandpa. It's really your grandpa. I mean, my grandparents. So I mean, that's really it's a grandparent relationship. I'm gonna be tough on you, but I'm not gonna be tough on you to belittle you and put you down and whatnot. I'm being tough on you because I see what you can be, and I know that if I do this, this is what you will be. This is what you will become, and it's all up to Zion, man. The ball's in his court. The ball is always in his court because, it's year 6 and we having this type of discussions about, man, we need a father figure in here to get Zion turned around. That's whatever, but everybody's not on the same race, man. It's a marathon. Like, everybody not on the same race and everybody on the same path. But do you guys think that General Joe can come in here and just change it? Like I said, sound good. The words sound good, but that don't mean a damn thing until the ball gets rolled out there, lights are on, opening day, let's play ball. It's the start of the 2025-2026 season. That's when it really matters, right? This is going to really matter on draft day. Who you get at 7? You're going to make some type of move. What you going to do with CJ McCollum? What are these other answers? The roster is kind of depleted right now. You need talent. The NBA is about talent. If you're going to roll Willie out there, you better put some talent around him. We're going to get to Willie tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. I know I just got to keep you guys knowing. We're going to get to Willie Day is going to come tomorrow. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. But, right, and the biggest thing that Joe said was, look, I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to turn you into anything. I'm just going to hold you accountable at that. You said you want to be great. This is the greatness you want to reach. You said you want to be the face of the franchise. Well, this is the level I'm going to hold you at. And if you're not going to reach that, then we're going to see. Then you got to see me about that. So I respect that, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but every young man growing up, I'm talking like I'm a 30-year-old, like I've been around the block or something, but I just feel like every young man needs a strong male figure in their life. Not necessarily holding your hand, but you need somebody that can get on your you-know-what when you messing up. Right? You need somebody that can be transparent with you when you're messing up. And I think Griff was definitely, like I said, I know Griff was not that. I know for a fact Griff was not being transparent. I know for a fact Griff was not, can have these type of conversation with Zion because Griff is not that type of person. You already know the word soup and word salad Griff gonna try and feed you. Zion looking at him like, bro, you putting compassion, love, and all this up in here. Like, man, we just want to play ball. And I think Dumars, he's cutting the BS, cutting the fat out. He said, no, we gonna figure out how to play some ball. I'm not sitting here having this type of drama, these charades and these weird words that I'm saying and just leaving everything on a cliffhanger and just you got to read between the lines. And I'm letting you know what it is. I'm letting you guys know that, no, I got him. I do think this will benefit Zion. Hopefully it does. Hopefully he's open to all this. I mean, hopefully we can finally move forward with this. We kind of been in limbo the last 6 years. Is it too late? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know anything you guys are thinking about all this, especially about Joe Dumars' words. Will it work with Zion? I mean, I know I'll be seeing a lot of y'all tired of Zion. I get it. Why wouldn't you be tired of him? He has done nothing yet for you to be like, nah, man, you really hasn't done anything. A couple 360 dunks, that's cool. But y'all get down in the comments. Y'all let me know. I'm just happy to see that this is the initiative that Joe is taking, and I'm happy that it sounds like Zion is welcoming it with open arms. Now, what we have to see, because Zion is known to tell you everything you want to hear and do everything you don't want to see. Like, he's the main person that, yeah, he's going to tell you all what you want to hear, but the second he out that limelight and the second he gets some free time, this brother is dangerous. He is dangerous. So, man, me personally, I just don't know. I just don't know. We just gotta wait and see. But I'm gonna provide you guys what I see. So yo, like I said, y'all get down in the comments, man. I've been your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and I'm signing out. Peace.